I don't know what to say. I don't know what Bungie's doing. I'm getting annoyed, okay? Trials of Osiris is a literal shit show. Just straight up. Like, I'm going to put this week's meta on screen right now for you. Feel free to pause and take an in-depth look at this week in particular, and especially for PC, the cheater problem, I guess the sweats and whatever, and the recubs and all that is just like an all-time high. Even though we have a higher player-based percentages than I think we have had, not quite sure, but holy crap, it is just full of Bastion, sidearms, mountaintop, all of those things, Arbalist, Drain, right? And yes, they're weapons, and yes, they're allowed. But this is a pinnacle PvP activity where the best of the best are the ones that go flawless. Where the best of the best compete with each other at the highest level. This is the pinnacle end game. This shouldn't be just who out destinies the other player. It should be it should show true skill. Like Pinnacle should just not be allowed in the playlist itself. Bastion, Arbalist, and Drain should not be allowed in the playlist, right? And I mean this. I don't mean this as in I can't put it on myself. It's one of those things where it's like, listen, Pinnacles just altogether, they can be really annoying if you don't have them, so that's why I just say ban them. But it's one of those things where it's one of those weapons. It's like, what's the counter to the Arbalist besides Arbalist? You see what I mean? And then what happens is, because it's really a no skill, like dead brain, like weapon to use, it essentially just becomes a, well, now I have to run a dead brain no skill weapon too, and then, you know, it just builds up and builds up on top of each other and gets worse and worse and worse. And that's essentially what happened with Midtown last season. Mountaintop and Drang started to be used, and then I noticed it a lot on Midtown, and then it didn't hit the top 10 yet. I think Drang might have hit the top 10 potentially, but then the next week, and then every single week after that, there became more mountaintops and more Drangs and more mountaintops and different sidearms, right? And then lo and behold comes, you know, Endless Veil, the last week of Trials of Osiris in season 10. Arbalist, like not Arbalist, but Arantel just shows up out of nowhere, and now you just see Arantel after Arantel after Arantel, and it becomes this no skill meta. It's where one person puts it on. Because this game doesn't have balance, the only balance is to put on the garbage. And then what happens is everybody runs around like this, and because of just how Trials works in general, people are going to start to play off super and start to play off slow, and then it becomes an annoying sit around game, or it's a I get completely ran over by just random bullcrap, and it gets really annoying. And I think it's been getting on more and more people's nerves as the season's been going. And like, I don't mind playing sweats. I would love to. I don't mind running through a whole card of sweats, but it gets annoying when it's a whole card of sweats and no skill camping. I'm sorry if this is going off. I'm sorry if I'm mad, but it's insane. It's insane. Mountaintop's a serious issue. It's just that gun. It's like, it's just one of those guns where it's like, it's so good at what it does. It just doesn't have a counter. Like, what is the counter to Mountaintop besides Mountaintop? None. If you don't have Mountaintop, then it just sucks for you, right? You want, especially being the pinnacle activity, it needs to be a balanced game mode. It needs to eliminate as many factors from it as possible. No one's saying we're not going to ban any archetype of weapon, but we're going to ban the pinnacles. We need to ban Bastion, Drain, Arbalist. Those things need to go. It's insane to me. The meta is just insane to me, and it needs to be addressed, and it needs to be fixed. Right? It needs to be fixed. I went flawless, and I know I went flawless one time this weekend, and that was Monday. One time. And you know why? The only time I went flawless is because, you know how we did? We came close to quite a few times because I have a good team. We're a good team synergy, and we're good players in general. So we ended up being flawless. But the only time I went flawless that weekend is when my teammate decided to run Arbalist. We decided to just succumb to the bullcrap, and we steamrolled through kids, and we came to really, and we won our matches. We just flew through with our mercy. Went straight to the lighthouse first card because we were running Bastion, Summoner, Arbalist, Drain, Arbalist, Mountaintop. Right? We ran the definitive meta, the horribly annoying and can't counter that gun meta, and we just flew through. But when we ran Spare, Thorn, Mindbenders, Beloved, right, those sort of weapons, the ones that actually take precision and aim and skill to use, that take flinch and actually reward good players. Even with the team shotting, it was nearly impossible because of how well these other guns just counter team play, making our bullets useless. And that's what I mean. It's like, the only people that go, huh, the one's running the bullshit. Like, that's what I mean. It's the only people that go close are the ones running the bullshit. Or just the insanely good. Like, even, for example, I'll take Grenadier Jake. The teammates he was playing with, his teammate was like a 2.93 running around with a Mountaintop and a sidearm, while Grenadier Jake was running around with Summoner and Arbalist. Like, that's how he got flawless. Like, right? But Grenadier Jake was running a Last Word in a Beloved initially the first day of trials before he swapped to loadouts, and he even said in the stream that it's going to be better than yesterday because guess what? He was unable to successfully get where he wanted to be because he didn't run the bullshit. The bullshit. He didn't run it. And so, you know, he didn't have a very successful time. And it's only going to get worse and worse because a lot more people are starting to play the passive game. And the only maps that counter this passive sort of play when it comes to, you know, waiting around for supers and stuff like that, the only maps that really successfully countered were those of Anomaly, that of Exodus Blue, and to some degree, Altar of Flame. But beyond that, it was just bad. It was just all around bad.
Like, I just realized
we need to fix it, Bungie. I hope you're listening to your community, and we need to fix this problem. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry to end on a sour note, but I am swapping over to Twitch. I've set up Streamlabs. I've set up my overlays, sub goals, everything. I'm going to start moving over to that within the next couple of weeks. Hopefully by this Trials of Osiris, I should be streaming on Twitch now. So make sure to go ahead and give me a follow at twitch.tv/GCFallenAngel. I will not have a link at the moment, but you can look me up. It's just all lowercase, one word. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.
It's a revolution.